Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming to this year's AAPI Heritage Month Kickoff Press Conference. I know we will all hear from Mayor London Breed in just a few short minutes, but we want to thank her so much for her successful trip, not only for business and economic recovery, but for bringing our panda home. Thank you, London Breed. I mean, there are a lot of good ideas, floating around all the time, but it's about making ideas happen, so we really appreciate it. And of course, all the AAPI community's support for this effort. But today, we are talking about our AAPI Heritage Month, which is coming up next Wednesday, May 1st. This year marks the 20th anniversary of this celebration in San Francisco, but it is also the 45th year of the celebration in the United States. In the year 1979, the president signed a proclamation for celebrating a week in the month of May for Asian and Pacific Islanders heritage. And the month of May was chosen, the week of May 4th through 11th, because of to commemorate the completion of the Transcontinental Railroad, and also on the record, the arrival of the first immigrant from Japan. So that week was selected, and we have been celebrating by the week every year until the year 1990, when it was expanded to include the whole month, all because of the work of a lot of organizations and people advocating for that. And in the year 1992, that the celebration of AAPI month in the country was again signed into law to take place in perpetuity. So this is a very, very meaningful year for us because it is our 20th year. The month of May is very special because this is a month that we really celebrate our coming together, the coming together of our very diverse AAPI community. We take this opportunity to celebrate our uniqueness and also our togetherness. It has to be both. I think City Attorney David Chu always have talked about San Francisco being the Asian capital of the world, and then I think we are, and we want to really embrace that and be proud of it, be proud of being part of the community because we are part of this city. The theme of this year is moving forward together, celebrating 20 years of connecting and uplifting communities. And we have been true to, this has been our mission, and this is our 20th year. So I'm very, very excited about the programs that we are going to share with you about, all the headline programs and our amazing volunteer honorees this year that we have. So without further ado, Mayor London Breed. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Claudine, and let me tell you what a joy it is to be here with our Asian Pacific Islander communities from all over San Francisco. Organizations that serve the Samoan community, that serve the Japanese, the Chinese, the Filipino, all of the beautiful umbrella that makes up the people of the city and county of San Francisco. As Claudine mentioned, I just got back from China, and I must say it was an extraordinary trip. And in particular, what was amazing about this trip is when we visited Guangzhou, the connection that Guangzhou had to San Francisco, in particular, the architecture of Chinatown, it made me realize the significance of how San Francisco has been built by a fabric of communities, in particular the Chinese community and its involvement in helping to shape San Francisco into the city it is today. It was an amazing connection to make at that time, and it makes me appreciate our Asian community as a whole even more because of the contributions of the community and the work that has gone into getting us to where we are. And in fact, when we talk about moving forward together, that's moving forward in community. That's moving forward by celebrating and sharing our diversity, which has always been a part of San Francisco's strength. And in fact, celebrating a significant history. I mentioned Chinatown in particular, one of the first and oldest Chinatowns in the US. And also, we're celebrating a 100-year anniversary of Kimo Gakun, which is also known as the Golden Gate Institute, 100 years in supporting and celebrating the Japanese community of the Fillmore Western Addition, where we know this institution is also not only getting state support to do important rehabilitation work, but there will be resources from our Office of Community Investment that will go into helping to make this facility an amazing facility to continue to support generations to come. I want to also acknowledge WAME for 50 years in supporting and uplifting children in San Francisco. These are two amazing community milestones that should be celebrated. And there are also two honorees. I know Mayor Willie Brown would be here if he could, but I told him this town is only big enough for one mayor. So even though he's being honored, he agreed to show up at another time. But he's been an extraordinary source of strength and support for our API community, as well as Rose Chung, who was the founder of the Mission Asian Global Pageant, and supports community and continues to make sure that all of these various cultural events that happen are amazing. APA Heritage Month during the month of May is an opportunity for film festivals, for festivals in general, for so many activities, and I want to really, truly express my appreciation to our Asian leadership in San Francisco. Some of them you'll hear from today, including our librarian, Michael Lambert, our sheriff, Paul Miyamoto, our city attorney, David Chu, and our city administrator, Carmen Chu. These incredible leaders of San Francisco are truly inspirational, and they are very intentional about including in their platforms ways to help support and build bridges with this community. Most recently, during Women's History Month, I had the opportunity to acknowledge and recognize another community bridge builder, Claudine Chang, and usually she's coordinating and doing all the work behind the scenes. But the fact is, she has always been very intentional about building those bridges. And I know she used last year's celebration in order to make that commitment to not only build the bridges within the API community, but also to be inclusive of the relationship with the African American community, especially the one that was so special in my community between the African American community and the Japanese community that has an incredible number of stories and things that talk about San Francisco's redevelopment agency and how these communities came together in order to support and lift one another up. So many stories, and this APA Heritage Month is an opportunity to celebrate and recognize those stories and to really focus on the things that make us stronger. What makes us stronger is working together and coming together and building those bridges and really celebrating San Francisco in all its shapes and sizes and organizations and all that we represent. So I'm really glad to be here. But I do want to also recognize that San Francisco enjoys an incredible relationship with a number of sister cities. I, as I said, was just in China, and we celebrated 45 years of San Francisco's relationship between sister city relationship between San Francisco and Shanghai. And I want to recognize some of our sister city chairs, including our sister city chair from Manila, Ho Chi Minh, and Osaka. Thank you all for joining us here today. And finally, Claudine is the leader, but there's a whole bunch of people that make it happen. And I want to take this opportunity to recognize some of the committee members who help to put together the sponsors, the calendars, the logistics for all of the events, and all the work that goes into making this event a success. And I want to take this opportunity to, Al Perez is not here, but I want to recognize him. Grace Horikiri, thank you for your work. Thomas Lai and Dennis Yee, and of course Claudine Chang, to all of the folks who are a part of the committee in making it happen. I know that some of them couldn't be here today, but we want to appreciate their hard work to continue to make this a success. In fact, a lot of the design work that's done for APA Heritage Month is done by Thomas, who has been an amazing inspiration. So with that, really excited to be here. And Claudine, do I have a job to do to introduce the next speaker? Okay, Claudine will be back. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Britt, and thank you for announcing this year's amazing honorees. So I hope everyone and your friends and your village of families will come next Wednesday to the APA Heritage Awards to help celebrate our amazing honorees, Kim Yong Kakun, Wame School, Rose Chung, and former Mayor Willie Brown. Before we hear from our special elected officials' friends, I just want to say that this year, because of our 20th anniversary, we have decided to do two special programs. One is that we have engaged our friend at SF Gov TV to produce a 20th anniversary video that will show and share with everyone the spirit of this celebration and the spirit of communities, and we will have that first screening next Wednesday, so don't miss it. Secondly, we are also highlighting 20 headline events. Actually, every year, as you know, on our website, apasf.org, Thomas Lee, as we talk about Thomas, have helped compiled all the events that's happening in the city, a whole month of it. So many events every day of the week. It's amazing how this city celebrates API month. But this year we have a special category of headline events, 20 headline events that I hope you will go visit our website to find out more about. They are for everybody, all generations, families, I think I will probably miss some of them, but starting actually tonight we start off kicking off our celebration at the San Francisco Film Festival with the screening of Didi. Ann Lai, the head of the SF Film Festival, was just here. Didi's debuted tonight, and it starts Zhong Chang, our own San Francisco Zhong Chang, and then with the Bay Area director Sean Wong. So not to be missed. So we kick off the celebration tonight, and then throughout the month of May, after our APA Heritage Awards and celebration on May 1st, I think the next is our Asians Are Strong 5K run. And Hudson Liu is here. I mean, the 5K run is amazing. You run around the city and seeing all the sites that are significant destinations for the community. So from 5K run to line dance competition to, for the first time, a health fair. The health fair hosted by Chinese Hospital. Thank you, Dr. Jen, for being here, and the San Francisco Public Health Department. To plenty of art and family activities offered by the Asian Art Museum. The Deputy Director is with us today, Emiko Yusui. Thank you so much. By the Samoan community, the Soma Filipino community, many art programs in Chinatown, the Chinese Cultural Center, Edge on the Square, so many to mention. And the mayor talked about the importance of welcoming, including everybody in the celebration. So this year, we are actually teaming up with Value Culture, the organization. We will have one night of joint celebration with celebrating also Jewish heritage. And we have one night with API Cultural Center, a jazz extravaganza that will feature both Asian and African American jazz performers. It's amazing. It's amazing presentation, range of events that says something for everybody. Of course, last but not least, the San Francisco Public Library. Almost every branch has something happening every single week. So we really appreciate it. I mean, it has to be in all the neighborhoods. The celebration is just not about Herbst Theater or everybody coming to City Hall. We want it to be celebrated in every district, in every neighborhood, and welcome everybody to join us. And that's the spirit of moving forward together. So I see that our city librarians is with us. Would you like to start by sharing what's happening at the library, and then we'll hear from Sheriff Paul Miyamoto, City Attorney David Chu, and City Administrator Carmen Chu.
Thank you, Claudine, for your leadership, and thank you, Madam Mayor, for your leadership in celebrating Asian Pacific American Heritage Month. Our library system is so proud to serve our entire community. We have an embarrassment of riches, collections in over 50 languages. We also unveiled a new strategic plan where we're going to lean into our role as a cultural amplifier. And we really love celebrating the culture, the history, the diversity of our community. May is chock full of activities, and our main signature event is coming up on Saturday, May 4th, our One City, One Book event. And this year, the title is The Chinese Groove. And this is a book by San Francisco's own Catherine Ma. It's a great book. It's set in the sunset. It's always fun to read a story about your local community. And I'm also excited to report, through the mayor's support, we have a $37 million renovation of the Chinatown Branch Library. We're going to commence that later this year. It's going to be spectacular. We're going to open up the rooftop. It's going to be an amazing experience. So thank you all for your support, for being here today, and I'll turn it back over to Claudine. Oh, Sheriff Miyamoto.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. I'll keep my remarks brief because I have a feeling we're all going to be celebrating and talking about the same things, which is really wonderful. The diversity that's represented just within the AAPI community is one that we celebrate every year, and I think it's very special because we have it all here. And as we talk about the different events for this month, for the celebration, for the month, for what we're going to do during APA month, let's not forget about the little things like the Ruth Azawa Fountain over on Stockton Street, which I brought my children to a couple of months ago, and just, the look in their eyes when they see the beauty of the city encompassed in that fountain. That's something that maybe we should remember we have there. That maybe isn't going to be announced, but take the time to look at those small things. Or last year at this time, I was wearing jeans, and that's because it was Denim Day to recognize Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and we have the Memorial for the Comfort Women here in our city as well, and that's something we should always cherish, the smaller places that we can go to really reflect on the culture that we have here, the diversity in our cultures that we have here. And lastly, I want to say that I don't feel as alone as the sheriff in the state of California anymore, because we have more AAPI sheriffs in the 58 counties. Just recently, we have Wayne Wu up in Placer County. We have Tim Saxon down in Trinity, and although those are smaller counties, they're still a part of the fabric of the elected office of sheriff, and I'm hopeful that we'll see that trend continue, where we don't talk about being the first, we just talk about being a part of the bigger picture. So thank you all for being here today, and I look forward to all the celebrations. Claudine, thank you for your leadership, and thank you. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention that I was very happy to be able to introduce our next speaker instead of following him, City Attorney David Chu.
I'm always happy to follow our good sheriff. Good afternoon, everyone. Happy AAPI Heritage Month. Let me just start by asking all of us to acknowledge the one person who's been at the heart of this year after year. Could we give it up to Claudine Chang? Claudine. I have known Claudine for, I think, about 20 years, since we were teenagers, and she has been just at the heart working with the incredible committee that organizes our month of May, and all of you representing the incredible diaspora of our AAPI community. Claudine mentioned that I do often like to refer to San Francisco as the Asian American capital, not just because we have the oldest Chinatown in the United States and one of a handful of Japantowns and Little Saigon and the Filipino Cultural Heritage District, but as someone who first visited San Francisco 33 years ago, I fell in love with the city because of our API diversity and our heritage, and I just want to thank you all for being part of that. I know we have a lot of things to celebrate. Of course, want to lend my congratulations to Wame and the Golden Gate Institute. Rose Chung is not here, but she was my first Asian staffer here when I was on the Board of Supervisors, so I'm very grateful to her, as well as our first honorary Asian mayor, Willie Brown. followed by our second honorary Asian mayor, Mayor London Breed. We have come such a long way with the leadership in our city. And I know the theme of this month is moving forward together. And we have gone from a pandemic and a recession and anti-Asian hate to, under the leadership of Mayor Breed, APEC, pandas, hopefully more flights coming to our airport, which I'm hoping there will only be one airport that has the 4 names San Francisco International Airport. But I just want to say, we are a beacon, not just to the rest of the world when it comes to our values, but we are a beacon of what it means for communities from all over the world, but particularly from 1,000,000 points on the Asian diaspora and the Pacific Rim to come to this city, to make it in this city, and to help celebrate. So with that, I just want to thank you. And I have the honor of introducing my sister from another mother, the incredible city administrator of the City and County of San Francisco, Carmen Chu. Come on up, Carmen.
I keep telling David, if he ever makes that joke about, another sister from another mother, he also has to clarify, and another father. So, David, next time, please. Yes. Well, I want to just appreciate Claudine and all of the team who have come here to celebrate and to kick off API Heritage Month. My name is Carmen Chu. I serve as San Francisco City Administrator. And I had different remarks that were set up here, but having come just from China with the mayor and her incredible delegation, I just want to reflect on how fortunate I feel to be part of a city that is so diverse and that so welcomes the diversity, the entire diversity of our city. We celebrate different months with different cultural contributions from members of our community that have helped to create San Francisco the way that it is and the strength that we are. But when I was on this delegation, well, you thought I worked hard when I was in San Francisco. You should have seen how hard we were working in China. But I just want to reflect how proud I am of the mayor also. I don't know that anyone would know unless you were on this delegation, but we were up early in the mornings, over like 6 a.m., 5 a.m. in the morning, and went all the way at night and preparing into the evening for every single day. And we knew that it was consequential. It was consequential for us to represent San Francisco in the best light possible, to be at our very best to promote San Francisco's beauty, our diversity, to celebrate our community. And the mayor had to do that every single day, meeting after meeting after meeting, at every single bus stop where someone was waiting to capture her photo, every single reporter that was at every place that she went. And I saw her represent our city in such an amazing fashion. And not only that, but to carry with her the pride of the API community here throughout this process. So I just want to reflect today as we kick off API Heritage Month, to just really recognize how important and how special San Francisco is, that it's not just about recognizing it on this month, it's about this year-long commitment to the community that I see in our mayor, and I saw so upfront and so up close and so prominently on this last trip. So I just want to thank again the mayor, and I want to thank all of you for uplifting our communities, for celebrating all that makes San Francisco so special, and for continuing to make sure that we promote our API history throughout this month. With that, thank you for serving, and thank you very much, Mayor Breed, for all of your leadership in this celebration.
I think, thank you all for your remarks. Putting these month-long celebrations together really takes more than a village. I want to acknowledge our official celebration partners, the San Francisco Public Library, Asian Art Museum, and CampFest. Since 2018, we have been officially more aligned in planning our celebration, and it has shown to be amazing. And then, of course, members of the APA Heritage Celebration Committee that have been meeting the last 5 to 6 months. As you see some of these poster boards, I just want to point out a few things. Okay, this is the Publicity Partners Board. It's amazing. Through our outreach committee led by Grace Horikiri, members including Kathleen and Angela and a whole bunch of people, we put together this year over 180 over 180 civic and nonprofit organizations who responded, signed on the dotted line to say they would help promote awareness of AAPI Month. I think that's amazing by any standard, over 180 organizations. So we really appreciate them. Promoting public awareness really still one of our goals, will always be our goal, because we cannot assume that everyone knows that the month of May is AAPI Heritage Month. Even within the Asian community, a lot of the younger generation wouldn't know. So we're depending on our media sponsors every year to spread the word, and really appreciate every single one of you, whatever you can do during the whole month of May and throughout the year. It's amazing, and especially in the different languages. This year we added 4 radio stations, and to try to reach out different demographics, and so that is really will be, hopefully will make it work. Of course, this here we have our acknowledgement board and our major sponsors. Let's be real, we really can't pull this off without the support of our business partners, our business sponsors, and our community sponsors. It's amazing every year how you have come through and come and support us. So I want to specifically acknowledge our Heritage Champion sponsors that are at the highest level of support. Without any particular order, I'd like to really acknowledge Wells Fargo first, because we started in the year 2005. You know how hard it is to try to convince some supporters to say, hey, we mean it for real, this is a good thing, come support us. From 2005, and right from the start, Wells Fargo was here. So I want to acknowledge Lorenzo Cordova and Katie for being here. Thank you so much. Of course, Amazon, I don't know if Kathy Yuan is here yet. Not yet. And US Bank, I want to thank them. They not only is a top-level sponsor, they also kickstarted our 20th anniversary celebration fund. So we want to thank Suwandi Tangent for that. And this year, we are so happy to welcome new sponsors. We really feel great. I want to welcome Waymo to join us as a champion sponsor this year. Noel Yuan is with us. Noel? Thank you so much, Rachel and Daphne. Thank you for taking time to join us and supporting the community. And then we have 2 new sponsors this year, so I want to recognize them. One is the San Francisco Giants. Hello, IO winner, and Andrew Tolentino. Thank you for being here. And Sutter Health is also a new sponsor this year. So it really takes a lot to put it together, our community sponsors, and it really is amazing. I think I've often been asked what keeps us going. I think what has been keeping our team going is our feeling that we are in this together, and we want to do something this together and to be proud of who we are and celebrate the month. So I hope that you will look up apasf.org and the amazing website that our Thomas Lee put together, and learn something more about different communities, find something to do, support all the organizations, be there. And did I miss anything? I'm sorry if I do. Look forward to seeing everybody next Wednesday, 5:30 sharp at the Herbst Theater. Thank you.